Welcome to postpartum update 3 weeks out.
Guys, we made it to the hospital.
This is Miss Letty Rowe. I can't believe I can't believe it's already been 3 weeks since I had her. Today's Thursday, yesterday was Wednesday, and so that means yesterday on that Wednesday is 3 weeks. It's crazy how time just flies by, but I feel like I've been enjoying a lot of it, if not all of it. So as far as symptoms go, I don't have anything new. I would say that I'm still, I have pretty much stopped bleeding. I went in for my 2-week OB checkup last week, and she said that I'm healing really, really well. And she approved me for, I basically asked her if I could do upper body workouts, and she just said, for sure you can do arm stuff, shoulder stuff, but don't use your core because it's still healing. So all in all, she was really happy with my healing. And yeah, I guess if you're kind of in the same place that I am, I talk to your physician first. Don't just go off of my experience. Other symptoms, I don't know if symptoms is really a thing. I don't get as hungry as often, and I'm not really sure if that's because I'm busy. And then anything else? Yeah, everything just is starting to feel a little bit more normal down there, so that's good, because most of the time you just kind of feel like you've been riding a bike too long, or you got kicked in the crotch. That's at least my experience, and that feeling is starting to go away, thank goodness. That's pretty much all I can think of for symptoms. Any emotions? So my mom left yesterday. She was here for almost 2 weeks, so it was nice to have her help and just kind of have her support all day long. So I was pretty sad about her leaving yesterday, but I actually had a pretty good day, and I felt pretty productive. Today is pretty much the same. You just get into your routine. So I would say that's my big emotion for this week. But as far as emotions overall, last week I was probably crying once a day. That's really common, postpartum, just baby blues. Your hormones are changing a lot. And then this week, I would say I'm crying every other day. So it's definitely improving. And overall, I feel very positive, very happy. Not all the time, every single day, every minute of the day, but in general, overall, yes, I do. Feeding, how is breastfeeding going? So I'm breastfeeding, which is what I will talk about every single time. However, we have started bottle feeding a little bit, just in certain scenarios. So I will usually pump in the morning about a half hour or hour after her first or second feeding, because she usually gets super full and well fed on that one. So I've only been pumping once a day. I usually get about 2.5 ounces, but today I got 4 or 5, so it's improving. So the more, basically, if you didn't know this, the more that you pump, or the more that your baby is on you, that just tells your body to make more milk. So that's why I've only really been pumping once a day. I just felt like that's enough to start on, and then maybe I'll increase it over time. But yeah, I took a bottle yesterday on a trip out, which was really, really helpful, because I could just feed her really quick on the fly, and she was semi-happy for a good hour. So those are the kinds of scenarios that I'll use bottle feeding for. Thankfully, she takes the bottle. There's been no nipple confusion at all. She took a bottle right away, so that's just been my experience. She's still breastfeeding every hour during the day, and then every 2 hours at night. So yeah, I don't mind it. It's not frustrating for me. Of course, I would love for her to be the baby that was 2 or 3 hours between feedings, which I know that happens, but I don't know, maybe she'll turn into that. I just don't know, so I'm just going with the flow. High and low of the week, I would say low would be my mom leaving, of course, because, you know, I just feel like I have less help, but I'm managing for sure. It's really just the outings that are harder, because you can't like sit in the back seat with your baby and like watch what they're doing and, you know, give them their pacifier and make sure that they're not crying, that kind of thing. And that's what my mom did. So it's just harder to go out and do things. Let's see, a high of the week, my mom and I like went out and went like shopping. We had like a normal day just with the baby. So highly encourage that. If you haven't gotten out of the house, definitely try to do something, even if it's like 20 minutes on your own, to Target or to Starbucks or something like that. Just helps a lot. Yeah, those are good high and low of the week. Scarlett is growing like a weed. I feel like she's just chubbier, like her belly's bigger, and she's now kind of into her 0 to 3 month clothing. She can still fit in some of her newborn clothing. It just depends on the item. Some of it she never fit in. I don't know how much she weighs right now, but I would assume she's like maybe 9, 10, 9, 12. I don't think she's at 10 yet, but I have no idea. Otherwise, you just don't know what you're gonna get every day. She is a pretty easy baby, I would say, not colicky at all. She just likes to be attached to me often. So that's the only like frustrating part. Products. So I love to tell you guys about like a new product or just something that I'm loving. The things that I thought of recently, I use my wipe warmer a lot. A lot of people said that they didn't use their wipe warmer at all because their baby didn't really care if they had cold wipes or warm wipes. But I feel like Letty cares a lot. Like if it's cold, she's gonna be upset. She loves having her diaper changed. Like if she's upset, that's what you go do, and she's happy as a clam. But if the wipes aren't warm, she's not really having it. So that would be one that I've been really loving. And then I did get this, it's a baby monitor setup. So it's the Infant Optics one. My sister-in-law gave it to me for my baby shower, and I don't know, I mean, this is the first day using it and I really like it so far. Like you can move the camera just from this. It's like a little joystick almost, and you can like move the camera if you need it to be looking somewhere else. But it's just nice to have her sleeping in her bassinet, which is like a goal of mine, a couple times a day, to sleep flat on her back and not have to be like in someone's arms, that kind of thing. And then to be able to like go around the house and do other things while still paying attention to whether she's awake or not. So highly recommend just a baby monitor in general. I didn't think I would need it right away, but this has been really helpful. Yeah, that's my products this week. Last thing I'll talk about is just how I'm feeling about my body, or what's going on with my body. Lots of changes happen over the first few months of postpartum. So, and everybody's different, so please keep that in mind. I have been like tracking my weight loss just every other day. It hasn't really changed a lot. I think it's because I'm eating enough, and I'm still breastfeeding, and that's my goal, is to like make enough milk and just feed my baby and not care about like losing a bunch of weight at first. And so I've been happy that I've been able to kind of do upper body workouts. It just like makes me feel better mentally. I'm gonna try to walk a little bit more every day, and just kind of get like more steps and cardio-ish. But it's raining today and all weekend, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But those are like my goals for my body right now, just to not make sure that I'm not like losing muscle, I guess, that everything's kind of just like working a little bit, maintaining. And then I will say I have noticed like my belly is still kind of going down every day. I still have like my pregnancy like line, that dark line that's in the middle of my belly. I don't know if that goes away. I need to like research if that goes away or not. I'm sure it does. And then I do feel like my my abs are kind of like coming together again. Hopefully I don't have diastasis recti, but it does happen. Yeah, so that's really, I'm feeling good in general about my body. I really don't think about it too often. Of course, there are times when I'm like, yeah, I don't fit in the jeans that I fit into a year ago. And it's gonna be a while before that happens. So what I did is I went out and bought a new pair of jeans, even if they're like 2 sizes up from my normal size. Like, it's just, that's what you do, and you shouldn't be upset about it, or I encourage you not to be upset about it, because it's just, it took you 10 months to grow your body, and so it's going to take a while to deflate a little bit. So I'll let you take a look, and we'll just compare to 1 week postpartum.